we do have SABC News reporter Patricia Visagie on the scene, and she's been tracking all the developments in Tshwane for us and joins us now for a live update. So, Patricia, do tell us what is currently happening at this stage. We understand we've got a new mayor in Tshwane.
Well, her announcement has been met by high celebrations. You can hear the singing that's happening here at Tshwane House, just a few floors away from here. There's a large group that has gathered, comprising of ANC members, EFF members, and I see some community members, some workers, those who are belonging to unions. They're all uniting in song, of course, as they are celebrating the new administration that is obviously being ushered in here today, that will be led by ActionSA's Dr. Nasiphi Moya, who just gave her debut speech inside of the Tshwane chambers, really highlighting the importance of putting the interest of the people first, the residents of Tshwane, making sure that Tshwane is led with a culture of high ethics, credibility, integrity, that will ensure that the public purse is ultimately protected. The city's money is spent towards empowering and really addressing the needs of the people of Tshwane, in particular the grassroots majority. I'm now joined by Michael Beaumont, who is ActionSA's national chairperson. Thank you so much. It is a great moment, I'm sure, for your party. You've got the mayoral position. That is what you have been looking for ever since. So we know the tensions that emerged between ActionSA and some members of the Tshwane multi-party coalition, particularly the DA. Your leader, Herman Mashaba, has made it very clear since then that you would be comfortable having a Tshwane mayor. That has been realized. But ultimately, it's one thing to get that position, but not having the right strategy to address the needs on the ground can ultimately lead to a big, big failure.
Yeah, absolutely. So whatever victory this represents for ActionSA today must be completely overshadowed for the victory it is for the residents of Tshwane. The city is in a terrible state. It has been in that state because of the actions of the last 8 years worth of mayors and even before that. And now is the time where we need strong, decisive leadership. You're absolutely right. The city needs a very clear way forward. It needs a strong intergovernmental relations framework with provincial and national government to deal with a city that is effectively bankrupt as you and I speak right now. But certainly a vision will need to be crafted in consultation with other political parties. ActionSA is not an arrogant political party. We will sit down with all political parties, those in our government and those outside, and we will craft a program of action that ensures the diverse communities of the city are well served by a program of government.
Many have asked, while ActionSA was in the Tshwane multi-party coalition, there were challenges. Some of it you have raised. We've heard your concerns over the years, obviously, since the 2021 municipal elections. One of it was the poor service delivery in the townships. Then you were at loggerheads with Celia Brink over his decision not to pay the Tshwane workers. So there were a lot of issues. Then we know the political fight as well over the Tshwane Council speaker position that you were ultimately promised and you never got it because of the issues that the DA subjected you to. But we are asking, what are you going to do differently that you could not do while you were in the Tshwane multi-party coalition?
Well, many things, to be frank. You've got to understand that the executive system of government means that mayors and premiers and presidents are ultimately the ones that drive change, and MMCs, MECs and ministers serve in support to those individuals. So certainly having the mayoralty is a vital platform for driving that kind of change, but also it's an opportunity to deliver a different kind of government. The kind of government and coalition we've seen in the city of Tshwane has been about a zero-sum game. What can you do for me? We need to have a different kind of government, one that invites all political parties and their representatives into the conversation and ensures that the outcomes and service delivery service all communities and not just some. In the year 2024, it is disgusting that we have lived in a city where services have been the privilege of the few and the majority have been without. That cannot be 30 years into our democracy, and let that be the major change that rings out under this new government.
Action SA got the top position, but you're not alone in this leadership agreement, marriage, if some may call it. What are the other political parties getting? What is the ANC looking for? What is the EFF looking for?
Well, I think everyone's looking for an opportunity to demonstrate that they can be effective. We have been in a situation where a number of these parties have important constituencies with lots of votes, but they haven't been able to serve those votes in opposition over the last few years. And really, I think what they're looking for is portfolios and departments where they can provide effective service delivery, where they can claim the credit for that ahead of a 2026 local government election. And I think from our point of view, Action SA is very keen to ensure that political parties in this government, and even those who want to be cooperative from outside of this government, should enjoy the spoils of good service delivery. They should be able to say to their communities, by virtue of our constructive relationship with this government, we brought benefits to you, so that they can campaign on those benefits in 2026.
We are less than 2 years away from the next local elections. You've just mentioned that the city of Tshwane is practically bankrupt. Do you not think that maybe as Action SA getting the mayoral position, that hot seat, that the ANC maybe sidestep, one would say, you may have, taken off too much, and you might find yourself in trouble should those elections come, because you are the mayors going in there and you might be held accountable for sins that are not yours?
Patricia, we had this discussion in Action SA at length, and the ultimate conclusion we come to is that we walk around with a slogan on our chest saying, let's fix South Africa. If we are not willing to stand up and fix a broken municipality, how can we say, let's fix South Africa? This is the capital city of our country. We need to do what is difficult. And if you are a political party in South Africa today that makes yourself unavailable to provide leadership in a broken municipality, then you should find another line of work, because that's what's needed in South Africa.
The people of Hammanskraal still do not have clean potable water. We know that there are plans in the pipelines. They will be rolled out perhaps in a couple of days to come, once maybe the new MMCs have been announced by the new mayor. Action SA has played a pivotal role in making sure that that plan is fulfilled. Can you maybe just take us through what role you played? We know about the role you played. Just remind our viewers about the role that you play, where you fought for the people of Hammanskraal to get clean water.
Yeah, it's been a very long journey. Action SA, even in the days of the People's Dialogue in 2019, were holding hearings in Hammanskraal to unpack the human rights abuses that were taking place in that community before we even had a councillor elected in the city of Tshwane. Herman Mashaba has family that have died in Hammanskraal from cholera and other waterborne illnesses associated with the water failures in that community. So it's an issue we take very personally. At the end of the day, since the advent of a deputy mayor in the city of Tshwane, Dr. Nasiphi Moya has done incredible work in ensuring that that project comes to fruition in a phase 1, which will deliver clean water to that community in the next couple of weeks. And we look forward to sharing that big moment with South Africans after 18 years of human rights abuses there. But it doesn't stop there, because that is a temporary solution. The long-term fix to the sewage treatment plant in Hammanskraal is the next phase, and as is the rehabilitation of the Arpies River and the agricultural communities around there that have suffered greatly from the sewage treatment going directly into the river there.
All right, thank you so much there, Action SA's national chairperson, Michael Beaumont, just bringing us in to his confidence, obviously telling us about the vision that lies ahead to support the new Tshwane mayor, Dr. Nasiphi Moya, and we'll be hearing from her shortly. She will be addressing the media, and we'll obviously have a lot of questions to hear what exactly her plan is. So we also understand that in the next few days she will be embarking on a heavy task, that is to appoint the new MMCs. We'll also wait to see who will be the deputy mayor. We just want to show you the shots here. There is a lot of activity happening on the ground as the group here is obviously celebrating. You can hear them. They are booing the members of party coalition, some of the city directors, managers that they perhaps don't have much a liking in. So it's a high energy here at the Tshwane House. As some would say, it's a historic moment. After 8 years of being in the opposition benches, the ANC has found its way back. Although they don't have the mayoral position, we understand that there's a huge possibility that they will get the deputy mayor position, and the name that has been thrown forward is that of the ANC chairperson in Tshwane, and that is Eugene Modise. But they have also told us that this is subject to negotiations moving forward to see who will get the remaining of the positions, in particular the MMC positions as well. I'm going to toss it back to studio just so that we gear up for the new mayor that is obviously waiting to just have all the media so that we can engage her properly.